I am going to take a moment to speak on curse. We as Christians all believe that there is such thing as curses, and that is active and working in today's society, right? And of course, physical objects can bring on those curses, but there are greater depths to it that we don't fully understand, that I know that I'm going to still be learning in and growing and understanding later. So I would like to at least give you what I do know. So some people, they just basically understand if someone does an incantation on an object that it's cursed. It's like the liquid death drink, right? That is cursed and then sent out into distribution. If there is an object that is dedicated to witchcraft, we know it's cursed. Like I used to, before I understood all of this and I fully followed God, I had a friend who gave me a string doll, right? It's marketed here in the United States as a string doll in those little coin machines. He gave me one of those, and when I started following God further, God told me to get rid of it because it was a voodoo doll just marketed different. Obviously, that was cursed. And so we understand, and it's because it's rooted in witchcraft, right? So we understand objects can have a witchcraft, like a curse on them because of the witchcraft portion. But there's a greater depth to how witchcraft comes that many don't necessarily recognize. Also, people may think that anything you speak is going to put a curse on you. Anything negative that you speak is going to put a curse on you. But that's not the case. It depends on which spirit you speak it, okay? Are you speaking it from a good spirit with a joking manner? Because a curse isn't necessarily going to come on you. Is it right to say? No, but it's not going to end up in a curse. I joke around a lot about myself saying certain things, and I never feel a curse coming on me. I have other people joke around that it's a legitimate joke, and never once does a curse follow me, and I know what a curse feels like. Then I have had others who legitimately, when they speak these things, they truly believe it, and they're speaking from a demonic spirit in that moment, and they're agreeing with the demonic spirit. They're not actually joking. They legitimately believe what they're saying, and it's coming from a demonic spirit, and that's when the curse will come. Now, when I speak on my experiences of curses, I am not going to speak on them in order. But years ago, I had a family member speaking curses over me, and I didn't recognize it as curses back then because I only learned of the greater depth of how curses come about a year ago or so. But she was speaking curses over me. I knew that they were lies, and God helped break them off of me with me not knowing what they were, right? She genuinely believed I was mentally ill to the point like I was this absolute psycho, when in reality, she was deflecting on the fact that she was abusive and I was standing up for myself and not taking the abuse anymore. So she tried to put many curses on me based off of my mental health. And before I recognized that they were lies, I did get tormented going, am I truly not crazy? And God would show me in the scriptures who I was to him and would remind me of the truth. Well, recently there's another person who keeps speaking a certain diagnosis over me that thinks that they know how to diagnose, the whole Google diagnose thing, just simply based off the fact that they've known people with this condition. And this person hides it as a joke, but they are dead serious when they speak it over me, and I felt the curse come on. I felt it, and I had to break it off of me because it was tormenting. And then I've had it come through a drink by a DoorDasher. This DoorDasher tried stealing my drink. Okay, I had DoorDashed food for my son and a coffee for myself, and he dropped off the food, but he tried to steal the coffee. And I know he was just trying to steal it. I DoorDash. I understand how the drivers do this, and and he lied to me when I called him and said, you didn't bring my coffee. He tried to lie to me and say that he was trying to find the location of where it needed to go. Trust me, blatant lie based off of how DoorDash's system works. When he did walk it up to my door, because he hadn't left my front, in front of my house yet. When he walked it up to my door, I felt the curse come. And immediately the curse was trying to torment my mind with, he poisoned the drink. It's going to kill you, all of this stuff. Which that wasn't the case. He was trying to steal it, but he did not poison the drink. I knew it was a lie, so I started trying to rebuke the enemy, but it didn't work because it's not necessarily something, an automatic demon, right? A curse is not a demon bothering you. So when you have a curse, you can rebuke the enemy all you want, and it's not going to go away. You have to specifically speak to that curse. And when I recognized that the thought of that drink was wrong, and I was trying to rebuke the enemy, but it was still sitting there. It was trying to get stronger and stronger in my mind, and it was a mental fight, right? And God goes, curse. And I'm like, oh. And so I break off the curse. I'm like, I command this curse to be broken off, and it was gone. Curses can come in many different ways, and basically there's another one that I need to say. So I, at one time, decided to be led of my feelings in how to handle my. God was trying to tell me to patiently wait for the certain tire place to open up. But I had my own anxiety. I had my own feelings. I got into my feelings, and I chose to go to another place and completely ignored it. When I did that, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to get a whole new set of tires because I'm going to be traveling further distances in bad weather. That tire place ended up those tires that I had ended up putting a curse on me. And I really saw it for what it was the next time I had to go in, because I had a lot of anxiety over the tires, and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand a curse at that time. But the tire broke down on the highway about 40 miles from home, okay? I had already driven 40 miles on the highway before my tire went flat. So we put on a spare, we get to the tire place where I got the tires because they have the warranty. For one, he tried not honoring the warranty, claiming that it was my fault that I hit a curb or something. But two, he tried to do this deep manipulation on me and started trying to gaslight me, like a deep gaslighting, to basically treat me as if I was a moron. I could feel the demonic attack so strong. And I left and went to the other tire place and paid the money for them to fix the tire. I kept the tires to wear them out. But honestly, for the year that I kept the tires, I always had anxiety over the tires, not recognizing that I had a curse on me from those tires. And I was always concerned about those tires. And my son is like, you need to calm down. And I'm like, I can't. Well, it wasn't until I changed out my tires that it was gone and I don't have the anxiety anymore. But I also got them changed out by the original place that God wanted me to. So we can have curses come on because we choose not to believe God. We choose to be led of our feelings. It's because someone else has a legitimate demonic thought about us and speaks it over us. It is because of objects, right? So there are many different ways a curse can come, but ultimately the curse comes as torment in your mind that you can't easily rebuke away. And there's always a root issue to it. So the anxiety over the tires had to do with I went to the wrong tire place and I didn't believe God on going to the other place, right? The anxiety over the diagnosis was because someone spoke it over me because they truly believe it. And it's a demonic thought that was placed in their mind that they chose to agree with. There's the difference. It's not just joking around. It was a demonic thought placed in their mind that they chose to agree with. That's what brings the curse on. So if you have tormenting thoughts that just do not go away, that are speaking lies to you, that cause a fear and anxiety, and it only gets worse despite rebuke, despite reading the Bible, despite praying, you have a curse on you. Rebuke the curse. Get it off of you. But if you choose not to come out of agreement with whatever brought the curse, like if you were in disobedience to God or you're trusting man's opinions over God, that brings on a curse according to Jeremiah 17:5. So if you're doing that and you're not coming out of agreement with it, the curse isn't going to leave.